Yo, YouTube. How you guys doing today? Hope you guys are having a good day on this snow day. Hope you guys are staying warm, drinking hot chocolate, something like that. But I got some crazy videos for y'all today, and let me know what you think. If you see a video that you want me to react to, put it in the comments and let me know. We just here to have fun and keep it rolling.
This is all the news you're not going to see on TV today, but it's going to be simplified in 60 seconds. Bizarre space debris falls on village, leaving people terrified that it could be the end of the world. Okay. So basically, this massive metal ring just randomly fell out of the sky on a village in Kenya, and it weighed over 1,100 pounds. Just with no warning, it just fell. This is a photo of what the ring looked like, but they're still trying to figure out if this was from a rocket launch or not. Luckily, it did not hit anybody. Scientists are now saying that diamond dust could offset climate change, but it cost $175 trillion. So these scientists are proposing to use diamond dust in the atmosphere to reflect sunlight and reduce global warming by 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit. But they're saying that it would be too expensive. So I guess I'll keep you updated.
That's like that. That's crazy. Diamond dust to help out our atmosphere. But they got lab diamonds too, so I guess it shouldn't be that expensive.
This new map that was released is now showing every single location of an earthquake since 1980. And then this is that photo. Do you see a pattern? This is everybody's friendly reminder that we are now officially in the year that GTA 6 is supposed to come out and make history. I give you these news roundups every day, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
When do y'all think GTA 6
Why
coming
should
out?
people
I got
be
December.
worried about these kind of products?
Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in foods. And seed oils, the reason they're in the foods is because they're heavily subsidized. They're very, very cheap, but they are associated with all kinds of very, very serious illnesses, including body-wide inflammation.
Right.
Which affects all of our health. It's one of the worst things you can eat, and it's almost impossible to avoid. If you eat any processed food, you're going to be eating seed oil.
Right, and it's interesting the government subsidizes it. Why would the government want to subsidize something that's going to make people sick? And then in the end, we all end up paying for that in terms of healthcare costs, which are skyrocketing.
Yeah, because that is a direct result of corruption. About 75% of FDA's budget comes from regulated industry, and that means food processors and pharmaceutical industry. All of them profit from a sick population.
You know, a big item that, and by the way, it's getting very expensive, are cereals. Why is the food coloring in particular bad?
Food coloring, you see here yellow food coloring, that is a petroleum product. Mm-hmm. It's associated with really, with depression. It's associated with autoimmune injuries and ADHD.
Yeah.
These, and red dye also is very bad. In Europe, the same companies are producing the same products, but they're using natural coloring. But here they can get away with it. We have about almost 1,000 chemicals that are in our food that are either outright banned in Europe or actively discouraged. So you wouldn't be able to buy this kind of stuff in Europe. You ask about.
Wow. So they're blatantly just killing us. That's the crazy part. Because the same companies is over in different countries using natural resources to feed the people. And then you come over here and we got yellow 5, red 40. He said something about seed oils. This stuff is crazy, man.
Why it's so cheap, why it's so ubiquitous. It's because we subsidize the worst foods. We subsidize it with about 70% of our food stamp program is to process foods, which are all poison.
Right. One of the things that's interesting is you'll see on labels natural flavors, which is this catch-all phrase that I guess was lobbied for, but the ingredients in natural flavors are not really natural.
No. In our country, natural flavors are chemical products. So you can't trust what's on the ingredient label. And the reason for that, again, is government corruption. It's that the agency, the USDA, the FDA, have been captured by the industries they're supposed to regulate. and they all have an interest in subsidies and then in mass poisoning the American public.
Yeah, I want to talk about pesticides, and then let's talk about the policy. So let's talk about the pesticides and the things that worry you about. I mean, this looks like fresh food, right? What should I be worried about here?
Yeah, I mean, the irony is, like, for example, my wife loves kale, and she had the impression that kale is actually good for you. If it's organic, it's very good for you, but most kale and strawberries, for example, grapes, are contaminated with pesticides, and particularly the Environmental Working Group has found what they call the dirty dozen, some of the worst pesticides on these products. So, you know, I look at a strawberry and I think, oh, this is a healthy food,
Right.
but in most cases, unless it's organic, certified organic, you are getting something that's actually hurting you.
Wow. Man, you can't even go anywhere and find, or not here in the States, to find organic fruit, man. It's sickening. You know, I got a city market here, and we gotta wait for the summertime just to go down 2 days out of the week to get fresh fruit. But if I want to go to Walmart or, you know, these other headquarter corporations, it's all poison, and they don't even look real. Like strawberries be super red. Like stuff is some of the stuff is like they just put it out there and we just fall for it every time.
Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning because today we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people. For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. I will fight for you with every breath in my body, and I will never, ever let you down.
This is really why all the UFO stuff is coming to light.
We're kind of preparing the U.S. population, at least, and by extension, the world population, into that reality that there is a presence here, and that we need to explain this presence. Because if they show up and we continue to do what we did before in previous decades, and they show up, there will be mass panic. But if you understand that these are real, and we have 5 years from 2022, or maybe now 4 years, if they come in 2027, for the U.S. government to prepare the people about what is up there. And in many ways, I think the word got out within the government that they're showing up in 2027, and we better be prepared. And if not, there's going to be a lot of explaining to do. And so I think that.
All right, let me just stop it here. Cause is it me or does it seem like every so many years, you know, about 4 or 5 years, there's another thing aliens is supposed to be here. Now they're saying 2027 aliens will be here and it's going through government. Everybody know about it. It's headline news. Let's just I think we're ready. I think there's enough people in the world that's woke enough. We should be ready to see what else is out there. And you know, this whole fake drones in the air, it's not scaring nobody. So I don't know. I don't even know what to believe anymore. I don't. Who knows?
Dialogue has happened within inside the government, in certain areas inside the government, that we need to prepare. And that's why in 2017, that set a clock of 10 years. And why Lou Elizondo earlier in this year said, you know, just find a hobby for 5 years. And, you know, it'll all be out in 5 years. And he said that this year. So that was 2027. And I would say I've heard 2027 in a kind of an official capacity that I can't reveal. So I think I would say that people in the government are aware of something happening and that there's limited time, a few more years to prepare the people. And that's what's ramping up this acceleration from the previous 7 decades of not even acknowledging it to now we are acknowledging it at a faster and faster pace.
Now, you said something on social media the other day that outer space is the ocean.
Right.
Explain that.
I can't do it.
You can't explain it?
I can explain it, but I don't want to explain it on camera.
Is it one of those things where it's just like, we don't know what's up there and we don't know what's down there?
Kinda.
The ocean is the new outer space.
Straight up.
It is?
Yeah, you know these
Straight
guys
up.
who died, they were explorers like Christopher Columbus and all that.
And they do have life forms under the ocean right now in the trenches that we are yet to see. We haven't seen near some of the life forms that have been out there. Your blood has the flora and the fauna of the land in it. It means that the DNA of all the life forms on the land is in your DNA because you've been here for 20, 30,000 years. They can't say the same thing.
Yo, the ocean, just pause it there. The ocean is so big, man. I remember being like elementary school, a kid, and they was like, man, we only explored 5% of the ocean. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, now 20 years later, I'm like, well, we gotta at least have explored more than 5% now. We got better technology and this and that. Well, I think I just read something last week that we there is a big body of water underneath our ocean that we can't even go into or we don't know nothing about, and it's like 3 times the body of the water that's on the face of the planet now. So now we're back to the 5%. Like, we don't know nothing. I don't know. It might be space down there.
This is the frequency of salt, and if you notice that frequency is the same as that turtle shell as well. So if you think about it, there are fractals and cymatics all.
Bro, does that not look just like the shell? And he said this is salt particles? That's wild. So you blow things up. Wow. Everything, yeah, that's
over our
crazy.
realm at all times, and they're just frequencies. So when we start tuning back into the frequencies of everything, we can start to understand how every single thing changes when it's impacted by frequency. So this is funny because you think of all the people who tell you that like the cell phones are and the Wi-Fi are and all the other nonsense that they try to promote. But in reality, everything changes every cell in our body. All the water in our body begins to change because it's a frequency changes that. It's very simple to see. So when people are like, oh, it's all safe. Really? Who told you that? Now I want to show you some cool pictures in here because this is just absolutely remarkable when you start to think about crop circles. You know, the whole crop circles that we see in the land that they show us? Those are frequencies. And if you think about it, when we're looking at these are cymatic patterns in which the Earth is communicating with us.
For the construction dates. Okay, so I said in episode 45 that I was going to cover this St. Louis Art Museum. So let's get into it right now. Let's go inside of a building that was built by a civilization before cowboys and Indians. A civilization that had incredible tools that we can only dream of today, that was able to construct massive cathedrals all over the world. Let's go inside their building and fully understand that they constructed this building. And I think that it's time that everyone knows that these incredible buildings were not built by our timeline. And our narrative is lying when they say that people that were uneducated were able to build these insane projects in less than 5 years, all during the exact same time, for some random fair. And the buildings were so worthless that they could just knock them all down right after, which is the complete opposite of the truth. They are attempting to degrade this incredible construction and pretend like it was so easy. Yet our civilization can't even build a sidewalk that lasts for 20 years. For anyone on the fence, or anyone new to this topic, get ready to have your mind blown and see what the previous civilization was all about. So let's just go right into the basement. I don't even want to wait around. We have what they call the Stone Sea, where right here in the narrative, as a side note, they say the artist fabricated 25 arches, each measuring 10 feet high, He fabricated them? What a bizarre choice of words for a supposed construction process. This is one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. It's literally just sitting in this weird confined area that nobody can even really see anymore because they have built this new part of the building around it, hiding it from everyone. And they even have the blinds pulled down inside, so you wouldn't even notice them if you didn't know what you were looking for. It's weird. It almost looks to me like these are charged magnets, pulling an energy from the earth. So let's continue with the narrative, where the supposed artist of these stones says that he was really trying to get underneath the skin of this place, to look beneath the surface of the site to what's there. The courtyard is being used in effect as a window into the ground. There is something strange going on here for sure. He continues on in the very next paragraph to say that bedrock isn't this dead, static material, but it is something that is alive and moving. He said he wanted to reveal some of that fluidity that is in the ground. Now, in my opinion, Gladstone was briefed on this technology and some of the things that it does, and was pinned as the artist. If this is true, that these are pulling an energy from the earth right here in St. Louis, then we are just getting started with finding out what the past civilization was capable of and what technology they were really in possession of. The situation that these things are in, these things are 100% still operational. They still work, and I'm going to prove this soon. And this is why they have boxed this modern structure around them, so that nobody will even really notice that they are there. They are clearly not just art. They have a purpose, and they are the past civilization's technology. There is an energy in St. Louis that the previous civilization knew about, and I believe that they still know about it today. So this is when Gladworthy admits that these are technology, where the tight space compresses the sculpture and gives it tremendous energy. So let's get this straight. They are still using these and attempting to hide it from everyone by blocking it off with this new cafeteria. Incredible. I think the fact that they have hidden this from everyone with a brand new cafeteria is very telling. There isn't even that many people inside the building for it to need a cafeteria. It's very strange.
Watch what happens when I plug it in. It becomes a transmitter for electric. Right, look how far it transmits that. So if you're laying in bed with that next to your head, that is all going into your head.
With signals?
That's electric.
Electric.
Right there, yeah. If you're on the phone.
Yeah, let me do.
That's my hand there. Watch what happens when I pick my phone up when it's charging. So that is going right into your body now, all that electric.
There's the blocker, neutralizes it, and you can see that the phone is on. There you go. There's the phone that doesn't have a blocker. Look at how high that is. Just telling people that want to protect their kids, their family, themselves from headaches, nausea, fatigue. You know what? This really does work. It's up to you whether you want to buy one or not. I'm not here to sell anything. I'm just trying to help people out.
That's crazy, y'all.
This is all the news you're not going to see on TV today.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's crazy. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Y'all think that what do you think of those findings in St. Louis? I think that's ancient technology that we don't know about yet. You know, the cell phone theory is crazy. I, I can definitely see people getting headaches, it causing cancer, you know, making people go loony and crazy because shoot, our bodies is so amped up on electricity right now that you can't even think straight, you know. We can't think for ourselves, not like that. We're not thinking at a natural state of mind, not with all this technology running around us. So, let me know what y'all think. Put it in the comments. But I'm always here for you. Until next time, y'all, I want you guys to have a good one and happy holidays.